help you?
Hi, yes. I'm with the Surfrider Foundation, and I was hoping you would sign this petition to help us ban plastic bags in Oregon.
I don't think I want to do that.
Oh, a skeptic, okay.
I think I need to read the appropriate literature before I sign anything.
Okay, here you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you? I'm Malcolm Singer.
Hi, I'm Chris.
How are you? That's our son, Alex. You just spoke to before.
Yeah.
Could you just explain, help us to understand why you would shut the door on our son?
I'm the type that I have to read it first, have it right in my brain, and then I'll decide.
Yeah, but he's the type, and we're the type that needs instant answers.
That's unfortunate.
It's actually fortunate because that's a way that a person learns.
You know what? Let's try it again.
Let's try it again.
For Alex's
Hello,
sake.
Alex.
Okay.
Nice to see you.
And what was the name of your organization?
The Surfrider Foundation.
All right, son, you did.
That sounds convincing
you
to
did
me.
so good.
Yeah, have you read the literature, though, that you're...
Hey, listen.
All right, the term helicopter parents, that is a perfect example and thrown around a lot in today's media. Helicopter parents are accused of being obsessed with their children's education, safety, extracurricular activities, and other aspects of their children's lives. Well, critics have criticized helicopter parents for overprotecting their children and for failing to instill them with a sense of independence and a can-do attitude. So, Carrie Little with Family and Children's Services is here with us today to talk about the risks of helicopter parenting. What can parents do to avoid being overprotective?
Well, that's the key word here. I think that as parents, we want to protect our kids, but there's a difference in protecting and overprotecting, because what we know developmentally with kids and what we talk about in our parenting classes a lot is you don't want to impede those developmental stages that your kid naturally needs to go through. And natural consequences are part of life. And if as a parent you are overprotective and protect your kid from the consequences that could occur because of their behavior, you're not teaching them anything except that they need to depend on someone to help them throughout life. And we want kids to become independent and grow up, and that's part of life.
Because one thing that you mentioned is one day the parents are not going to be around.
That's right.
And is it hard for some parents to know where that line is?
Absolutely. Because again, we want to advocate for our children. We want to be there, and we don't want them to hurt. And so I really think that helicopter parents are there. They don't want to see their child suffer. But what we want them to remember and take away from this segment is that building confidence and self-esteem is going to be so helpful for your child all through the lifespan. And unlike in that clip that we saw, you can't be there all the time to tell your kid that, you know, you're all right, everything's okay. It's kind of like the trophy thing that you guys were talking about earlier.
About to say
it's
that.
kind of like that trophy
thing.
Exactly, you can't always win. That's part of life. It's a life lesson. And so parents need to know that just because you're not being so protective all the time doesn't mean that you don't love your kids. It means you do love your kids and you want them to be successful and confident in life.
Yeah, and that's a very invaluable lesson. So before we wrap, any quick tips? I mean, I know everything's situational, but how to know when to back off in those moments?
You know, I think that having somebody that you can be accountable to in your life, whether it be a sister or a mother or somebody in your life who you can trust to say, wow, you need to back off a tiny bit.
Yeah.
I think one example would be this start of school year. Don't do your homework. Don't do your kids' homework for them. Just try not to do that. You know, because that's another example of you want them to try and try and try again. Even if they fail at something, they're going to try and succeed.
Yeah.
And if you do that stuff for them, you're taking away that intrinsic, wonderful feeling of success. They're not going to feel that on their own. So don't do your homework. Don't do your kids' homework for them, and have somebody who you can be accountable to say, you know, you need to back off a little bit. You're being a little helicopter-ish.
I'm sorry we have to wrap, but that's perfect advice. Let them do their own homework. Thank you, Carrie. Family and Children's Services has classes to help parents, including an active parenting of teens class. For more information, visit fcsok.org.